Majesty, Madame Nellie Melba.
I am happy that you have come, Madame Melba.
I'm greatly honored, Your Majesty.
I have heard so much about you, and I am looking forward to hear you sing. What would you like to sing for me?
I thought perhaps Your Majesty might like to hear a folk song I loved as a child in Australia.
Charming.
Australia? Is she in Australia? Near Melbourne. She grew up there on her father's ranch. I thought opera singers were all Italian or French or something European.
In a body, meet a body, coming through the rye. In a body, greet a body, meet a body, cry. But what if him or was his fame? A dinner fair prepare. Nicolati, Hasanari,
Nellie's back.
Yes, I heard her. One thing about Nellie, when she sings, you can hear her.
I'm starting to wonder what this place will seem like without Nellie.
High time you did. Really, David. Nellie should be thinking of marriage and raising a family like a true Australian girl should. And you're letting her go thousands of miles away alone to Paris.
Now, we've been over all this before, Kate.
And it still doesn't make any sense.
Nellie must have her chance. With the drought last year, I could do very little to help her. But if this is what you want, I'll do the best I can.
Because you're balmy.
Huh? Is that why you sold all your gold trinkets and gave her the money?
No niece of mine is going to starve, no matter what kind of a lunatic she has for a father.
Been saying goodbye, having a last look around.
Think you remember any of this when you live in Paris?
Oh, Dad.
Friends, we have just heard Nellie Mitchell's last song in this church. Today she sails far away to continue her studies in another land. But a little part of her stays here with us, in our memories of Nellie, in the happiness she has given us. And a little part of us sails across the seas with her in our prayers for her happiness, her success, her safety. And so I will ask you to join me in prayer for Nellie, that all her dreams may be realized and that her journey may bring her success and happiness. Let us pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Oh, Charles, I was afraid you wouldn't be here. I saw you walk out of the church. But why? If you really love me, you'd want me to go. Read this if you don't think.
I'll tell you what I think. When God gave you that golden voice, he left out your heart.
Oh, Charles, don't say that. It isn't true.
Voila! We've arrived, eh?
Oh, merci, monsieur.
Mademoiselle Josette.
Who are you? What do you want?
Your friend the doorman at the cafe of the Limping Pigeon gave me your card. I have it here somewhere.
No, no, you're wrong. My name is not Josette.
If you have changed your name, there is no doubt a good and sufficient reason. I will not
Get out.
Mademoiselle Josette? Your friend the doorman at the Limping Cafe. He says you spoke English.
Calm, I pray you. We can discuss this quietly, rationally, and peacefully.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Je ne sais pas what has happened. I am a singer. I can prove it.
Oh, à la porte. Partez. Et vous, mademoiselle, faites vos valises et allez-vous-en.
You sang beautifully. The old ogre's stone deaf.
Go away. Just go away. That's all I ask of you.
I will. Just slap my face. You'll feel better.
Do you realize what you've done? It took me weeks to find that room. I just moved in this morning, and now because of you, I'm out tonight. Most places won't rent me a room because I have to practice my singing and everything.
I see what they mean.
I am a singer.
Of course, of course. Beautiful.
Put down my suitcases. Where are you taking them?
I can't leave you on the street. Don't you know what can happen to young girls about Paris alone?
I'm beginning to find out.
No, I am taking you over to that cafe. The proprietor is a friend of mine. He's sure to have a nice room where you can sing to your heart's content.
If you mention singing once more, I will slap your face.
I won't mention singing.
Oh, you won't? You still don't think I can sing?
Oh, no. Yes.
Come along. I'll show you whether I can sing or not.
Look, I do believe you. I'm sure you're a very great singer, the greatest.
Sit down. I'm going to sing for you right now.
No, please, not before supper.
Ah, so cher Monsieur Herry.
Hello, Armand.
Are you going on your honeymoon?
Not this time.
Perhaps Madame has just arrived.
No, you see, I was... Yes, she's just arrived.
Is she a singer?
We shall hear what we shall hear.
Ah, vraiment.
Mademoiselle, that really is a great voice.
At last.
No, please. I'd believe you now if you told me you were a tightrope walker. I am very much ashamed. Will you please forgive me?
On one condition.
I accept it. Look, please. What do you do? Garçon, get me a bottle of Clicquot, best vintage. Where do you study?
With no one important.
But you should have the best.
Perhaps, but I have to take what I can afford.
Ah,
Permit me. Extraordinary, mademoiselle, extraordinary.
and he was once the accompanist of Mme Marchesi. Sit down, Roger.
Marchesi.
Yes, that's what we want, someone like Marchesi, huh? Someone like Marchesi? That's ridiculous. We want Marchesi.
Hélas, it is impossible. She's in strict retirement. She teaches no more, she sees no one.
Look, we need her.
But the doctors forbid it. They say it would kill her.
Isn't it possible to see her? Does she not go out at all?
She does leave her house for a little while each day, but...
Where does she go? What does she do?
I've had quite enough of your schemes, Mr.
Eric Wharton. Look, how many student singers do you suppose there are in Paris, Miss...
Mitchell.
Millions. And what chance do you suppose you have, even with your voice, Miss...
Nellie Mitchell.
If you don't get help. Now, go on, Roger. When? Where?
I must warn you, Marchesi is still a fiery woman of great spirit and temperament.
We'll attend to her.
Well, at 11 o'clock each morning, if the weather is fine, she is taken to the park in a wheelchair.
Good morning, madame.
Who is this?
Nellie, madame. Simon is indisposed. I have engaged this young person for the week.
Bene.
I going too slowly, madame?
Be silent unless I speak to you. Push steadily at this tempo. No flirting nor gossiping in the park. Proceed. Tempo. Now sit somewhere, but near, so I can call you.
Yes, madame.
What's the matter, Nellie?
Oh, Eric, I can't. She terrifies me.
Do you see this? If you don't sing, you'll scream.
That singing. Nellie. Nellie! Did you hear that girl? Who was that singing?
I don't know, madame.
Take me away. That is enough. I am not a fool, but you are. Take me home. Your employment is terminated. Do you understand?
Yes, madame. Forgive me, I wanted so much to sing for you.
You have wasted your time and spoilt my morning. Go away. Paris is full of singing teachers.
But only one Marchesi, madame.
Leave me in peace. I cannot teach any more. It is finished. Go away. The high notes should be sung like the other notes, not exploded. Open the music room.
Oui, madame.
Send for Signor Carpati.
Oui, madame.
We will commence this evening at 6 o'clock.
Oh, madame, how can I ever thank you?
Do not waste my time. And when I say 6 o'clock, I mean 6 o'clock.
Yes, madame.
Good evening, Carpati.
Madame?
Good evening, madame.
Well, what are you waiting for? Go over to the piano. what are you so frightened?
Have you, madame?
That is a good thing, Carpati, is it not?
It is, madame.
Now, stand up straight, erect. No, not stiffly. You are a singer, not an ironing board. Now breathe deeply. Now, my friend, the scale in G.
Bien, madame.
Up a semitone. Faster and hold the top note. You have a voice.
Oh, madame.
So far, that is all you have. There is a little skill in your singing, but you need to know 10 times what you know now.
Oh, I'll do whatever you say, madame.
Never interrupt me.
Yes, madame.
I had promised to take no more pupils. I was in complete retirement. You want to drag me out of that. You want to study. Well, you shall study. You will work until your body and your brain and your throat are all crying out in rebellion against me. It will be hard for me. It will be harder for you. But if you can stand it, perhaps one day you will sing. Put your hands behind you. Intonation. Phrasing, phrasing. Keep your hands up. Keep your head down. Down. Sing it again. Again, from the beginning. Again. Now you will sing it again. Put your hand on the piano. Run your hand over it. It is strong, isn't it? Firm, no? You cannot shake it, can you? Your only instrument is yourself. It must be as unshakable as this piano. Beautiful sounds can come out of your throat, but it must be firm. It must not tremble. It must vibrate truly. You must be strong whatever happens to you. Now, Carpati, from the 6th bar. And you must change your name.
What, madame?
Nellie Mitchell sounds musical. Never mind, we will think of something. 6th bar. And try not to phrase like an old woman climbing up a flight of steep stairs.
Yes, madame.
But on the whole, I'm not displeased.
How?
I did not say I was fascinated.
No, madame.
Nellie, remember this. Technique makes you the master of your voice. Its absence makes you the slave of it.
Yes, madame. What would you think of Michelini?
What would I think of what?
For my opera name, Nellie Michelini. It was only a suggestion.
Oh, a suggestion. Thank you very much. In 10 years, if you're ready to sing, in 10 years, we will consider it. from the commencement, Carpati.
If Mme Marchesi should hear of this...
All right, Henri. We'll be as quiet as mice. What did I tell you? Nice. Very nice indeed. Not only a great voice, Mr. Brother, but a personality, fire, temperament. A star, a great new star.
No, no, Eric. For the last time, no. I wouldn't dare even suggest such a thing.
Just leave it all to me, Nellie. I know Brother.
You may know Brother, but I know Madame Marchesi, and she'd never let me do it. She doesn't think I'm ready for a debut.
Brother's heard you. He thinks you're ready. I think you're ready. And you think you're ready.
But she doesn't think I'm ready.
Brother will be here in a moment. In the name of harmony and theory, cheer up. I told him you weren't just a singer. I said you were a fiery, temperamental actress. And you look like Ophelia. After she was drowned. Look, here he comes.
Oh, dear.
Remember, fire, temperament. Ah, Mr. Brother, I've been waiting for you.
And I've been waiting to talk to you.
Yeah.
Said absolutely...
Excuse me. Nellie. This is Miss Mitchell, Mr. Brother. Mr. Brother is the director of the Brussels Opera.
Enchanté, mademoiselle.
Do sit down.
My dear Monsieur Walton, Mademoiselle Mitchell's illustrious teacher would not even see me. She had me driven from the house. It is as though I was trying to recruit you for a life of shame. Une personnalité formidable.
Must we have Marchesi's permission?
But will Mademoiselle Mitchell sing without Marchesi's permission?
I wouldn't dream.
She wouldn't dream of not singing. She isn't afraid of Marchesi.
Well, in that case, we have a deal, and we have an engagement in Brussels.
But, Monsieur Brother...
There you are. You see, I told you she was a great actress. She's pretending to be frightened. Now, I congratulate you. You have got yourself a splendid young artist. But I will say goodbye to Mademoiselle for you. I'll see you in Brussels. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Oh, Eric, I couldn't. It's impossible. Madame Marchesi would be furious.
Nellie, this is the chance of a lifetime.
I know, and I'd give anything to do it.
Then do it. Now listen to me, Nellie. You will sing in Brussels on Sunday night. On Saturday you will have your lesson, as usual. On Monday you come back here and have your lesson again, as usual. You will sing under an assumed name, and then when it's all over and you've had a wonderful success, then you can tell Marchesi.
I'll do it. Just to be on a stage singing. To be finished with those endless exercises over and over and over and over again. I'll do it. I don't care if Madame Marchesi kills me for it.
Bravo, Nellie.
Now, Eric, let's find me a new name.
Well, keep Nellie. We don't want anything too fancy. Now, let's see.
How about Michelini?
Yeah. No. Something English, perhaps.
Oh, I wish it could be something Australian.
What, like kangaroo? Nellie Kangaroo.
There must be names or words that would at least sound natural and familiar. Maybe the name of a place like...
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Melba!
Nellie Melba.
The Royal Opera House of Brussels presents Nellie Melba in...
Mio strumento mi serve al momento peggio per voi mi sa
Quiet back there!
Spara fucile
I'm sorry. It was so dark and I got lost.
All right. Du calme. Madame Melba. Our director.
You see, I've never been backstage before.
But you have sung before?
He means Rigoletto.
You have heard of Rigoletto?
Oh, of course. He is my father. He's the court jester to the evil Duke. So he keeps his daughter Gilda, that's me, hidden from him. The Duke and I fall in love. And of course, neither one of us knows who the other is.
Very good.
And now, will you please sing Caro Nome for us?
Better go on.
I'm sorry, Madame. I don't know what's come over me.
Oh, well, perhaps we are working too hard. That will do for today. Nellie?
I'm sorry about the lesson, Madame. I'll work much harder.
No, no, my dear, it is not necessary. Perhaps it is time to think of something else than lessons. I believe we should consider arranging your debut. The Bruxelles Opera Company is very interested in you, Nellie. They want you to sing Gilda in Rigoletto. Well, I must say you don't look very excited.
Madame Marchesi,
now, please do not interrupt me. The Brussels Opera Company is quite good and the role is excellent.
But, Madame...
No, Nellie, please. I have even thought of a name for you. A very intriguing name. At least I was intrigued myself when I first heard it. The name of Melba. Nellie Melba.
You know.
Oh, I sat up half the night for the reports.
Oh, Madame, forgive me.
There is nothing to forgive. If you had sung badly, I would have disowned you. And now, Madame Melba, what are your plans for the future?
Whatever you say.
What would you think of singing Lucia di Lammermoor at Covent Garden?
Lucia? In London?
It is all arranged. We have 3 weeks in which to prepare. We must start tomorrow. Now, run along. Madame Melba.
Oh, that is most gratifying, Miss Nellie. My congratulations.
Eric!
What's happened?
Oh, Eric!
What's she done to you?
Eric!
Nellie.
It's nothing. It's just that I'm singing Lucia di Lammermoor in 3 weeks. Me, Nellie Melba, at Covent Garden.
What are you doing out at this time of night?
I had to say goodbye.
Sentimental little fool. There is one blank page in that book, Nellie. It is waiting for the critiques of your first performance at Covent Garden. After that, the book is finished.
I still can't believe I'll be at Covent Garden tomorrow.
Nellie, get onto that stage alone as often as you can. Feel the atmosphere of it. Feel your feet upon the boards. When you sing your first note at Covent Garden, you will become part of something noble that existed before you and will continue after you. You will be standing where all the great singers have stood. And kings and queens and princes have been the subjects of those artists. Julia Grisi singing Norma. Jean Lassalle as the helmsman in L'Africaine.
Il soulève des eaux, mortale qui
Taglioni, dancing the sinful abyss in Robert le Diable. Charles Santley in der Freischutz.
Revenge! By triumph is life! By triumph
Adelina Patti sleepwalking in La Sonambula. We ought to be in bed. I am very tired.
I know now that you shouldn't have taken me. For your own sake. For your health.
It was worth it. Giuseppe Verdi gave me this ring. It has become to me a symbol. A symbol of a great past and a great future. Somebody else's future. Nellie, I give you this ring.
Oh, I can't take it, madame. I'm not that someone yet.
But you will be. And I cannot wear it much longer.
Oh, please don't say that, madame.
Very well. Then I leave it to you. And you will wear it. And one day you will give it to somebody else. And now, good night, my child. Be off with you.
What about these reservations?
See Mr. Carlton about them. You'll find him in the dining room.
Right. The reservation, sir.
Ah, yes.
His Highness Prince Faisal of Transylvania, a suite and 2 single rooms.
Faisal. Now, he's not heir to the throne, is he?
He is, I believe, 53rd in the royal succession.
53rd? These hot countries. It's amazing, you know. Corner suite, 3rd block, the one that lets in the northeast wind. Perhaps that'll cool him off a little.
Mr. and Mrs. Stanley Johnson, Master Robert Johnson, Miss Emily Johnson. Mr. Johnson is from Oklahoma, which is, I believe, in America, sir. He is head of a large steel firm in Pennsylvania, which is also, I believe, in America.
Yes, well, the Jade Suite and any adjoining rooms they may need.
His Grace the Duke of Cranford?
Ah. Has His Grace paid any part of his bill yet?
No, sir.
Well, these are hard times. Jennings, how old's Miss Emily Johnson of Oklahoma?
19, sir.
Splendid. Now, put the Duke in a suite adjoining hers, and who knows, we may get payment of our bill yet. Any others?
One more, sir. Mme. Nellie Melba.
Who's she?
Mme. Melba is appearing at the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden.
Ah, an opera singer. Great hulking creatures. Well, put Madame whatever her name is in any pleasant room. And remove all breakable furniture. And put up one of those printed warnings against cooking in the apartments. Any more?
No more, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mme. Melba.
Give Mme. Melba room number...
The Jade Suite for Mme. Melba.
But the Jade Suite is already reserved, sir.
The Jade Suite is reserved for Mme. Melba. I am Cesar Carlton. Welcome to the Carlton Hotel, Mme. Melba.
Thank you.
Will you come this way, madam?
Antoine, quickly, a bottle of our most expensive champagne up to Mme. Melba's apartment, at once. I was watching for you. I didn't want to disturb you in case you were resting.
I tried to rest. Maybe someday I will be able to rest before a performance. But not tonight.
You frightened?
Terrified.
Oh, well, I've got something to show you. Come on. I'm giving a party tonight after the opera, a special party, and the guest of honor is a young, unknown soprano.
Suppose I fail. Have you a substitute guest of honor ready to go on?
That won't be necessary because you're exceptional, and because there couldn't be a substitute. Now, come along. I have something else to show you.
Really, I should go.
No, this won't take a second.
Oh, but...
Look, there you are.
Cher de l'amour.
Yes, and the great Melba in her first big success.
Oh, don't say that. It might be bad luck. Oh. Peaches!
And ice cream.
It's all my fault.
No, it's all right. Now, come along.
Just a moment. Chef, serve it and call it Peach Melba.
Oh, well, I shall be there watching your success.
Thank you for everything.
To the Royal Opera House.
Yeah, boy. Shh. Look, go down to the corner. Get me some flowers. Doesn't matter what kind. The best you can find. Hurry.
now comes the mad scene.
I know. She just killed her husband.
You're changed, sir.
He's got a fine voice.
Prince was completely captivated.
Yes, I don't remember such a success.
An Australian, too.
Yes, one of us.
Eric! Oh, you did get here! Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
It's incredible. Mademoiselle Josette, the shy little music student.
I wrote to you. I sent telegrams. Oh, how I wanted you to be here.
Well, I'm here. Nellie, you were wonderful.
Was I really? I barely remember being on stage. All I felt was ice-cold panic.
And how do you feel now?
Now all I feel is hunger.
Good. I know an excellent little place just around the corner.
Wonderful.
But are you too hungry to change? Mind you, I'll take you as you are.
No, I'll change. What's the chef?
Italian. The spaghetti is an endless golden ribbon of delight. The wine excellentissimo and the champagne carissimo.
Salute! Evviva, signor Enrico, evviva! Mille grazie.
My dear Nellie, I've had a... Nellie, will you please stop singing just for 1 minute? I want to ask you something very important. Look, the most important thing in my life.
Oh, peaches! Oh. I've the hiccups.
Apparently. Look, in this room tonight, half of London society waited for hours for their guest of honor.
Oh, I'm so terribly, terribly sorry. The opera, the excitement, everything went quite out of my mind. And then an old friend appeared quite unexpectedly.
What you have done was impolite, inconsiderate, discourteous. Mme. Melba, would you kindly allow me to supply my own punctuation?
I know what I did was unforgivable, but please forgive me. Oh, dear, they're worse. Couldn't you scare me? Mr. Carlton.
How are the hiccups?
The hiccups?
Mm-hmm.
I think they've gone.
Better make quite sure.
io gutterò, alla fin faticherò e contento io resterò. Sì, l'indoro mio sarà, lo giurai, lo vincerò. Sì, l'indoro mio sarà, lo giurai. Ieri gioielli dalla marona al mondo, ed ieri fondo agli astri al ciel, che ne redion più belli, nell'ora del dolor, perché
Annette. Evening, Annette.
Monsieur?
Mme Melba ready yet?
Not yet, monsieur. She's still changing.
Then I'd better wait. A triumph tonight, eh, Annette?
Oh, you could not possibly count the people who were back here to congratulate her, monsieur.
Have you come to see Nellie?
Yes.
Do go in.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Hello, Caesar.
Good evening, Nellie.
I'll only be a moment.
Uh-huh.
Sorry I'm late. Eric was here.
Yes, I saw him.
Did you? Isn't he handsome?
Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Nellie.
Careful, my makeup. You haven't said a word about my performance tonight.
You were superb, Nellie. And a great success, too.
Thank you. Eric said it was the biggest night in 5 seasons.
Oh, Eric said that, did he? It
Isn't that nice?
was lovely. It's nice of Eric, too.
Yes. And he's bringing a very important American manager to supper tonight.
Eric's bringing somebody to supper. Who invited Eric?
Well, I did, of course.
But, Nellie, you promised to have supper with me.
Of course, silly. I am having supper with you. We're all having supper together.
I see. And where's this splendid gathering of all the social talents taking place?
At the casino.
Good. Perhaps I shall be lucky at cards.
Oh.
Saint-Louis à la banque.
Nellie, I want you to meet a great American impresario, Mr. Oscar Hammerstein. Mr. Oscar Hammerstein has something to say to you.
Oh, about the American tour.
About a season in New York, madam, with my own opera company.
Well, I have been talking with the Metropolitan Opera Company, you know.
I say nothing about the Metropolitan Opera Company. It's a fine old company run by fine old people. In a fine old theater with fine old singers singing to a fine old audience. You're young, madam. So is my opera company.
I'd love to discuss it with you, Mr. Hammerstein.
Banco de 25 Louis. Banco.
Now, let me hear your arguments, Mr. Hammerstein.
If you sing for me, madam, you will endanger your entire future career. You will offend every established opera company all over the world. Am I being too persuasive?
Very intriguing. Go on.
I plan to break a monopoly. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not a reformer. One day, perhaps, I shall have a monopoly of my own. At the moment, the operatic life in the country is controlled by one group. I've had my success as an impresario, as you have as a singer. I've made a great deal of money. I'm a little bored. I like a fight. I plan to establish a second operatic company in New York. The established company will try and break me. That is an atmosphere in which I thrive.
I don't have any commitments, except a few here and in London to finish out the season.
Accept my proposition, madam. I shall pay you more than you've ever been paid before, more than the Metropolitan Opera Company can pay you. In addition, you will have the excitement of a battle.
I'll think about it. Come to my gala tomorrow, then come back and see me.
O soave fanciulla, o dolce viso di mite circa fusa al balunar. In cielo avviso il sogno che amarei sempre restar qui, c'è freddo fuori. Mi starò vicino. E al ritorno, curiosa, fammi il braccio mia piccina. Obbedisca, signor. Che mammi di io
semplicemente grave.
E la magnifica.
Che buono.
Pardon, monsieur.
Yeah?
The performance is over.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Just a moment. The stage door.
This way, monsieur.
She told me about a fellow once, you know, in Australia. She told me, too, a childhood sweetheart. She was telling the truth. Unforgivable. She's singing to him. At least we know what she's doing. I beg your pardon.
But went upon its ordinary way. The stars were only stars to me. They always seemed too far from me. But now they parade like a gay cavalcade up above. The moon was just a lantern in the sky. I never really knew the reason why.
It's a funny thing, she never said so in so many words, but I somehow got the impression that this childhood sweetheart was a puny sort of fellow. The little chap.
My heart is singing, is this the beginning of love?
It's a beautiful drive. We must do this more often.
From where a voice tells my heart to rejoice, for it's dream time. Somehow it seems I hear magical themes from above. No use concealing this fabulous feeling around me. I hold the charms of the world in my arms. Now your love has found me. All over town there's a star-spangled gown when it's dream time. Blossoms appear, though the time of the year may be fall. Ask how I feel, and I'll answer. My heart is gay as a dancer. For when it's dream time, your love is the happiest dream
I say she stopped singing. Now we don't know what she's doing.
I say, they've stopped at the hotel.
Oh, Charles,
This must have set you back your homestead.
It's a different homestead now, with thousands of acres and thousands of cattle round about it. I've been very lucky, Nellie.
They're not getting out.
Driver, why are you all whistling that infernal tune?
It is a signal, monsieur, that the passengers in the other carriage are off to get married.
Marriage? This time of night?
It is the season, and in the season they never close. Where to now, gentlemen?
It's 7 o'clock, madame. And the curtain won't wait.
Why not?
Oh, Charles.
This must be one of the shortest honeymoons on record. Just a few hours.
That's what you get for marrying me in mid-season.
I'd have married you in midstream or mid-ocean, high tide or low tide, dawn or midnight.
Oh, then you're not tired of me.
Not yet.
Oh, I've got to get ready. Help me, Charles.
All right. Mrs. Armstrong. I'd like an account of this.
Oh, dear, Charles, I'm so embarrassed. I hardly know how to tell you. I bought it myself with my own money.
Nellie, you didn't.
Yes.
Think of the disgrace of that. The news ever leaked out that Nellie Melba bought her own jewels.
Isn't it terrible?
We can't have that, can we?
Oh, Charles. Oh, it's beautiful.
Of course, you know what it implies when you accept an expensive gift from a man.
Absolutely.
Good.
Mme Melba? Yes, Annette.
Nobody here by that name, Annette.
But the carriage is waiting, madame, for the opera. I'm coming, Annette.
Oh, let's give the audience their money back and stay here.
Charles, it's a very short opera, and I'll be singing it just for you.
Promise you won't look at any other man.
Not even the conductor.
All right. I quite agree. It is difficult to decide these questions of investment and development while I am so far away from my interests in Queensland. But for the moment, it is impossible for me to return. We are still in Monte Carlo. Nellie's tour... Hello, darling. Oh, that'll do for now, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong.
Charles, should you be back in Queensland?
No, nonsense. My affairs practically run themselves.
Well, it's not what it sounded like when you were dictating.
Well, naturally, I try to make out myself indispensable.
You are.
Tell me all about it. It's good for my ego.
I can't imagine a life without you now.
Oh, brides always talk like that. You wait till you've been married 50 or 60 years.
I'll wait.
I'll tell you something. I'll wait with you. Oh, who's that?
I invited the designer from the opera to come over and show me some sketches this afternoon.
Tell him you don't want any. Say you're not wearing any clothes.
Oh, Charles. I'll make the fastest decision any woman ever made about a dress.
Monsieur Legrand.
Oh, Monsieur Legrand, how kind of you to come. My husband, Mr. Armstrong, Monsieur Legrand, do sit down. Oh, these lovely sketches. Beautiful, I approve.
But, madame...
And what beautiful fabric. Oh, it's lovely. You have perfect taste, Monsieur. Thank you so much. I shall tell the director how much I approve of everything you've done. Thank you. Bonjour, Monsieur. Bonjour. Now, where were we?
Well, you were round here, about there, and I was here, hovering over you, with a gleam in my eye like this. I was just about to kiss you.
Who is it?
The librarian of the opera, madame. He insists you see him.
I'm coming, Annette. I'd better...
Don't they see enough of you with a rehearsal every day and a performance? I'm sorry, Nellie. Go ahead. I understand.
Please do, Charles.
Yes, of course I do. Run along. I guess I can trust you with a librarian.
With anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Желаю, господин Мельба. Хорошо поет ваша супруга. Хорошо.
Хорошо.
Buonasera, signor Melba. Potrei chiederle una cosa? La mia ragazza ha una voce
Buonasera, buonasera.
Guten Abend, Herr Melba.
Guten Abend.
Bonsoir, Monsieur Melba. Quel sale temps, n'est-ce pas?
Pour Madame Melba.
Thank you.
Merci, Monsieur Melba.
Good afternoon, Mr. Armstrong.
Nellie's on stage rehearsing. I'm doing the housework.
Do you mind if I wait in here for a moment?
Not at all. It's Nellie's dressing room, not mine.
Tell me, do you dislike me in particular, or just managers in general?
I hadn't really thought about it. Does it matter?
No, not in the least, except that you happen to be married to Nellie Melba.
Mr. Melba.
Fame is a curious and fickle thing, Mr. Armstrong. The public dispenses it with a childish contempt for genuine values. The great scientist, the doctor, the healer, may walk the streets neglected while the crowd follows an illiterate schoolboy who's learned to balance 3 plates on the end of his nose.
Sir, you're speaking of the woman I love.
Your wife is a public figure. She's also a great artist. To imagine that she's responsible only to herself and to you, that would be a grave error.
You know, I think I do like you after all. Go on with what every bridegroom should know.
Tomorrow you're going to London and Covent Garden. Do you know that after that, Nellie has cancelled all her contracts and refuses to sign any more?
No, I didn't know that.
She's even sent me back my contracts. She loves you, Mr. Armstrong. For you, she's prepared to give up her career and go to Australia. Very great tribute.
What do you think of the idea?
Why do you ask me? Like you, I've got a selfish interest in this matter. If you want the true answer, the true answer is in her eyes when she's singing to a great audience. Study her on that huge stage, Mr. Armstrong, expressing herself in her songs, employing to the utmost that God-given gift. There in her eyes, in her heart, in her voice, in her whole being, is the true answer.
Leave them with me.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. Good luck. I'll see you in London.
Welcome to London, Mme. Melba.
Thank you.
We've had a statement released by Mr. Hammerstein that you will sing for him in New York this season. Is that correct, Madame Melba?
Quite correct. I've made up my mind at last. I am going to open the season for Mr. Hammerstein in New York.
What about your marriage, Madame Melba? Is your husband going to be with you in London?
He's right here. My husband, Mr. Charles Armstrong.
How do you do?
How do you do? Do you want to make any comment on what it's like being the husband of the Queen of Song, Mr. Ambrose?
Armstrong. Charles Armstrong.
No comment.
The Press Association stories on the marriage didn't make quite clear just who you were, Mr.
Armstrong. I'm in business in Australia. Land, cattle.
A farmer?
I imagine you'll be giving up your business in Australia now, Mr. Armstrong. What do you mean, now? Well, I mean, being married to Madame Melba ought to be enough to,
Madame Melba is married to me. She is now Mrs. Charles Armstrong. I'd like that clear.
Would you mind holding it still for a moment, Mr. Melba?
Charles!
What did I say? Take your trip to America, Madame Melba.
We have designed a new production since you last sang this opera in Covent Garden, madam. This set is the first act.
We thought it might be helpful if you were familiar with the plan.
Yes, of course. Oh. You didn't see him?
Don't worry, Nellie, you'll be along. You see, this necessitates changing your exit in
Please,
the act.
gentlemen, I can't think, I can't follow what you're saying. Later, perhaps. Please forgive me.
Madame Melba is not quite herself. Perhaps later would be better, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
I hear you had a press conference.
Oh, yes, we did. What's this?
That's the model of the set for the opera which Nellie is going to sing. They brought it to show where the entrance and exit should be made.
Mighty handy. Must be very important to know when to make an entrance and when to make an exit.
Nellie is very upset.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. What's it going to be like when we get to New York?
About the same. People are people, journalists are journalists. Here, New York, all over the world.
Mr. Melba, in every language and dialect, yeah?
What are you going to do about it?
Take some singing lessons, I suppose. Nellie inside. Better go and see her.
Oh, John!
You sounded surprised. Were you expecting somebody else? The first thing I do on arrival in a new city is to take a long walk. You didn't know that, did you? It's true. It's particularly true when I come to a city like London, where my wife is the toast of the town.
I love London. It's become home. But this morning at the station, I hated it.
Oh, nonsense, nonsense. Just because I let a foolish photographer get under my skin. We're going to have the time of our lives here. And then we'll go to New York and have it all over again. What time's your rehearsal?
No rehearsal. I called it off.
Oh, that's my clever girl.
Quando non so mi ancora, vuol dire è il mio destin così.
I'm getting some wonderful reports from New York. Your performances will be sold out before we even arrive.
I'm getting really excited about the trip now. Just think, 10 whole days on an ocean liner with privacy and rest.
Madame Melba.
Charles says he's going to lock the door of our stateroom when we sail and not open it until we...
Madame Melba.
Yes?
Would you please ask Mr. Armstrong to see me about the steamship reservations? I have...
Steamship reservations? My office has made all the arrangements for the voyage.
Mr. Armstrong ordered a cabin on the Excalibur, sailing tonight for Melbourne.
Not now.
But I must make the reservations before 5 o'clock.
You certain it was for Mr. Armstrong?
Oh, yes, sir. He ordered it personally.
Will he be in himself directly? Take it up with him.
Did you know?
No, but I'm not surprised.
I can't understand it. We've been so happy these last few days. I don't know what to think. I won't let him go.
He won't leave you. You can make him stay. He'll hide his unhappiness. He'll learn to laugh when people call him Mr. Melba. If you ask him, he'll stay. How long will it last? I don't want to be unkind. I know how much you love him.
Perhaps I should say go with him. Give up your glorious career.
Follow the man you love, no matter what happens. It might work, but at what a cost.
You wouldn't lose anything on your contracts, I promise. I'll pay back all my obligations.
I'm not talking about contracts. I'm talking about a girl who was given a wonderful gift and of an obligation to that gift. You weren't born a queen, Nellie Melba, or an empress. You've become rarer than either, more precious than either, an incomparable jewel. Had Stradivarius the right to bury his finest violin in a mountain cave? Have you got the right to bury that lovely voice in a lonely farmhouse, to sing only to the cattle and the bush and the trees? Can that? Will that make you permanently happy?
How can you know what will make a woman happy? How can anyone know what will make me happy? I've loved Charles ever since I was a young girl. He's made me happier than I've ever been in my life. I don't want to argue with you, Mr. Hammerstein. I don't want to argue with anyone. Just leave me alone.
Waiter.
Thank you.
Charles, I'm so... What are we drinking to?
First, your farewell appearance tonight, of course, and your conquest of the New World. And second, to the divine...
Second, to you, my darling.
And now, to the divine, the incomparable, the one and only Melba, my Nellie. Darling, what is it?
It's nothing, really. I've been working hard, and tonight's difficult for me.
Oh, darling, they'll cheer themselves hoarse.
I hope so. Charles, I'd like to go to the opera early tonight.
Yes, darling, I'm ready.
No, you come later.
All right.
Charles, I'm scared. Kiss me. Has he gone?
2 minutes, Mme. Melba.
You need a little more time. I'll ask the manager to hold the curtain.
Thank you. I'm ready.
This isn't the end, Nellie.
On la congédie sans plus de soucis, et la comédie se termine ainsi.
Et c'est le comte Paris que l'on cherche Paris.
Thank you. It is surprising what memories music makes one recall.
That is so, ma'am.
I used to spend so much time here. The piano, all this music. It meant so much to me when my husband was with me. Music filled our lives then, but it is different when one is alone. There are times when it seems impossible to go on, when only loneliness remains. But one must go on. There are greater obligations than to oneself. And we always have our memories to help us. But you, at your time of life, you cannot understand.
I think I can, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Perhaps you can. And now, please, will you sing again?
With pleasure, ma'am.